Hello folks, and welcome to this Explain 10 video. I've been requested to do a video on the A320 by JARDesign, so there you have it. We are going to be doing a short 30-minute flight today from Munich to Frankfurt in Germany aboard this Lufthansa flight 907. We're going to be flying and maintaining a flight level of 200 today, and we're going to get the cargo loaded up, and we'll get the aircraft set up, and we'll get out of here in a short while. Before we do that, let's go ahead and review some of our flight information today. Basically, flight number is Lufthansa 907, and the distance for our route today is 175 nautical miles. We are going to ignore this, and we're going to fly and maintain a flight level of 200. We're going to be departing runway 08 left through the given for Quebec departure today, and we're going to be arriving into Frankfurt runway 25 Charlie through the PSA 2 Lima Star. This is our routing for today. It's a very short route, and this is the METAR condition, the METAR information, beg your pardon. This is basically some of our, this is the fuel information. We're going to have about 4,000 kilograms of fuel. This is going to be release fuel today. What else do I want to show you here? This is our passenger manifest. We're carrying 140 passengers today for this flight. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the cockpit and begin the preparation for our departure. Okay, it looks like cargo is still loading up. Let's go ahead and jump into the cockpit. Right. So overhead panel. So let's start the batteries. And let's start the APU. Fuel tanks can go on. Fuel pumps. Okay, APU starting now. By the way, I am using custom sounds for this A320. You can find the custom sounds on the explain.org website. It's free of charge, and it's a lot nicer than the default sounds that come with it. Okay, APU is available now. So this goes to nav. This goes to nav. This goes to nav. Alright, this goes to STS. Position, enter. Okay, so now we can expect the gears to align momentarily. In the meantime, let's get things set up here. We need our beacon to go on. Passenger signs on. Non-smoking signs on. Arm emergency lights. And I think we're pretty much through for the time being. Okay, so let's head over to the FMC and start with programming our flight. Okay, that's our zero fuel and flight plan. What happened there? Ah, there we go. Need to there we go. So I use EFASS to create the flight plans for for everything in X-plane and prepared. I've ditched PFPX. I just find this application a lot easier and quicker. So we're flying from Echo Delta Delta Mike to Echo Delta Delta Foxtrot. Okay, and our flight number today is Lufthansa 907. Our cost index is 25, since this is a very short flight. And our cruise level is 200. And we'll go ahead and say align IRS. Very well. The preference V1, V2, and VR and V2. 151. We'll do flaps 1 today. And the flex temperature is, oops, 50. It's good. So everything looks okay. Just that, yes. Okay, everything is good. And now we can head over to our flight plan. So this is Munich. And we're going to be departing runway 08 left today through the, yep, I believe that's the one. Let's check here and just make sure that everything's okay. Yes, that's the correct SID. And I'll say insert. And then arriving into Frankfurt, we're going to be arriving runway 25 Charlie, which is this one here. It's an ILS approach, and it's going to be through the PSA to Lima transition. Return, insert that, and now we can basically check our flight plan, as you can see here. Okay, so that's good. Oops. Let's check the plan. Looks good. That's top of climb, top of descent, and gives us a nice entry into Frankfurt. Okay, so that's good. And we are pretty much done with our flight plan now. No discontinuities there. Everything looks good. Okay. What else do we want to do? We want to turn on our radios. So the radios are on. And that's pretty much it for our preparation. Okay. So what we need to do now is we need to close the doors and basically request clearance for pushback and start. Let's set our altitude here to 200. And let's get our altimeter. This is a feature that I love about the A320 and the A330, which comes in really handy. So our QNH today is 1021. It's already set here, so that's fine. 1021, yes. And everything else looks okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and now close the doors. And okay, looks like all the cargo has been taken care of. So let's close the doors. And let's dismiss ground services.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your chief flight attendant. On behalf of Captain and the entire crew, welcome aboard Out Airlines. At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. Also make
Alright,
sure
so while
correctly fastened.
the ground services are
Any electronic equipment
leaving the aircraft, let's go ahead and get the tow truck. Right, where is it? There we go. Okay, and let's do the
Before start checklist. Cockpit preparation completed. Gear pins and covers. It is not okay, sir. It is not removed. Gear pins and covers removed. Park brake off. Signs on. Adheres. Nav mode. Fuel quantity in kilo 04484. Takeoff data set. Baro reference set. Windows, doors closed. Beacon on. Throttle levers idle. Parking brake. It is not okay, sir. It is not on. Parking brake on. Checklist completed. Park brake on. Park brake off.
okay. So basically the before start checklist is complete, and now we can begin basically pushback and engine start. Okay, we need to arm the APU bleed, and now we can alright, oops. Okay, so let's begin our engine start. We'll start engine number
Starting
2.
engine 2.
That's not the right. Yep. Okay, I believe we have a good start on engine number 2.
Starting engine 1.
Let's start engine number 1.
Park brake on.
Okay, I believe we can dismiss the pushback truck now. Alright. Pushback truck can go. Okay, and now let us let's see, we need to okay, brakes, auto brake is on max for takeoff, spoilers armed,
Flaps 1.
flaps 1, and now let's call for the after start checklist.
After start checklist, anti-ice, as required. ECAM status, checked. Pitch trim, 0, decimal, 0, down. Rudder trim, 0. APU, set on. Ground crew, clear. Anti-skid and nose wheel steering, on. Checklist completed.
Okay, so our after start checklist is now completed, and we need to check our flight controls before we begin taxi. So let's go ahead and turn the taxi light on. And what else is there? That's fine, that's fine. Everything he has is fine. That's okay. So let's go ahead and...
Flight control check. Full up. Check. Full down. Check. Neutral. Check. Full left. Check. Full right. Check. Neutral. Check. Press pedals disconnect push button. Check. Pedal full left. Check. Pedal full right. Check. Neutral. Check. Press pedals disconnect push button. Check. Checklist completed.
Okay, so everything is now set, and we can begin our taxi into runway 08 left. All right. Let's monitor our FPS here.
Park brake off.
Okay, so we release the parking brake. Okay, so we are close to runway 08 left. That's where we're going to be departing today. Let's go ahead and turn off the APU and APU bleed. And we're going to turn the strobe lights on, nav lights on, and runway lights on, landing lights on. Okay, packs are off for takeoff, and everything else looks okay. So let's go ahead and call for the before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Flight controls, checked. Flight instruments, checked. Briefing, confirmed. Flap settings config. Flaps 1, V1, 1, 3, 2, V rotate, 1, 3, 7, V2, 1, 5, 1. Flex temperature, 5, 0. ATC, set. ECAM memo, no blue. Checklist down to the line completed. If you're ready to continue below the line, click it again.
Okay, we are ready.
Cabin crew, advised. Engine mode selector. It is not okay, sir. It
Oops.
is not set normal as where required.
You forgot that.
Set normal as where required. Packs set off. Course of APU bleed. Checklist below the line completed.
Okay, so we are ready for takeoff.
Park brake off.
Release the brake, and let's go ahead and roll down the runway. Okay, we are on the center line, and let's do full power. Okay, we're stable. Full power.
.100 knots. V1, rotate. positive climb. Gear up.
Okay, we need to keep about 10-degree pitch for our climb.
Speed check. Flaps 0.
Okay, thrust climb.
Autopilot 1, cross-check.
Okay, I'll engage the autopilot now. And let the airplane do its magic. Okay, 5,000 feet.
Standard Vero cross-check. Passing flight level 049.
Oops. Okay, we need to turn the packs on. Okay, let's do the after takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Landing gear up. Flaps retracted. Packs on. Checklist down to the line completed. If you're ready to continue below the line, click it again. Vero reference. Standard Vero set. Checklist below the line completed.
Very well, so we're done with our checklist, and we are now basically climbing to our final altitude today of 200. We can disarm the
Spoilers disarm.
spoilers now, and pretty much from now until we reach Frankfurt, it's going to be hopefully a smooth ride. There isn't really much to do at this point. As soon as we pass 10,000 feet, we are going to, of course, turn off the lights, landing lights. Okay, I think that's good enough. Okay, so the lights are off. Very nice view. Okay, from this point forward, I think we're just basically going to be climbing to our cruise altitude, so there isn't really much to do. I will let you enjoy some of the scenery, and I will check back with you right before our descent into Frankfurt. folks, so we are currently cruising at our flight, at our final altitude of 200, and we are going to continue on this altitude until we reach Frankfurt. There isn't really much to do at the moment other than really enjoy the ride. I do want to show you the EFA SS, and this is basically where we are. This is our top of climb right there, which we've already reached. So I highly recommend that you really get this this application. You can get it for free for limited use, but once you register, you get the full features. Of course, you can view your VATS and traffic and what have you. So anyway, this is basically there is a bit of turbulence. Those of you who are asking about the head shake feature, this is basically head shake enabled for this aircraft, and while you go through turbulence, this is basically what you get. You get a little bit of a kind of a shake effect. Overall, I really like this aircraft. I think it's very nice, and I'll let you enjoy the rest of the flight. I'll check back with you right before our descent. Okay folks, so we are getting close to top of descent. Let's go over some procedures. Basically, let's head over to the FMC. As you can see, we are getting pretty close now. So let's go ahead and okay, so that's where we are. Okay, that's cruise, descent. Alright. Okay, so into Frankfurt, the QNH is 1022. 1022. Okay, and 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, so we'll say 360. 02. Transition altitude is fine. VAP is 139. Landing config decision height is 200 meters. Not sure if this is in feet or meters, but anyway. So, okay, go around. Speeds are okay. Okay, so we are pretty much set here. Let's go ahead and our first, I believe it's going to be 10,000 feet. So say that 10,000. Okay, and let's see where we are. Let's see. Okay, that's the top of descent right there. So as soon as we reach the top of descent, we'll go ahead and initiate the descent into Frankfurt. Pretty heavy turbulence here today. By the way, I don't have the extended DSF ticked for this flight, and the reason for that is because I'm using the UHD and HD scenery, and basically with that, it will, even with this machine, it will really bring down the frame rates to its needs. So I'll get maybe between 28 and 32 frames per second with DSF enabled around these areas where I have the the high definition scenery loaded. So I normally tick it off in where because there are some mountains here which we can't see now, but they're in our path where it really brings the frames down. I normally turn the extended DSF on for long haul flights where I'm cruising above flight level 300. So I just wanted to share this piece of information based on my testing. I noticed that yes, indeed, it does bring the frames down quite a bit if you have the UHD or the HD3 or HD version 3 scenery in your custom folder. Okay, so we continue to reach our top of descent. Okay, I believe this is close enough to top of descent, so let's go ahead and initiate the descent.
We need more drag, sir.
Okay, we need more drag.
Spoilers full.
And we have begun our descent now. Let's go ahead and take this down to our final altitude of 4,000 feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs
Okay,
and tray tables are in the
and
position.
now we need
Make sure your
this
seat
on
belts
medium.
are securely fastened and all carry-on luggage is stowed underneath the seat in front
Alright,
of you.
let's do the
Carrying bins.
Approach checklist. Briefing. Confirm. Decam status. Check. Seatbelts. On. Baro set. 2992. Decision height. 200. Engine mode selector. Set normal as where required. Auto brake. Set. Checklist completed.
Okay, so our approach checklist is now complete. And we'll continue our descent now into Frankfurt. Going to reduce speed now to 220 knots. Okay, so we'll continue our descent now to our final altitude before we intercept the localizer, and I'll see you right. Okay, so I've introduced flaps 1. We reduce speed to 180 knots. We continue our descent into Frankfurt, and we are at approximately 7,000 feet now. We need to clear another 3,000 feet to intercept the localizer. Everything looks okay at the moment. Okay, we're getting close to so 1022. We're getting close to our transition altitude. Okay, I'm going to introduce, I'm going to slow down to 160 knots now. Okay, let's do flaps 2.
Speed checked. flaps 2.
And let's hit the approach button now. Altimeter is set. Landing lights can come on. And we just need to monitor our speed. Looks like there is some ice detected. There's the runway. And we have intercepted the localizer now. So I'm gonna reduce speed to 150 knots. Introduce.
Spoilers disarm. Spoilers arm.
Introduce
Speed
flaps
check.
3.
Flaps 3.
Gear down.
Gear down. I'm going to reduce speed now to our final approach speed of 139
That's +5, so 142. There's the runway. It's a bit cloudy and foggy here down in Frankfurt. We're coming in nicely. Okay, let's go ahead and disengage the autopilot now. And we have control now. Now remember to make very slight corrections.
500.
To stay aligned.
400. Minimum. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Approach phase activated. Ground spoilers. Nacelle. Go around. Altitude set.
Please make sure one last time your seatbelt is
Okay, reverse green.
Reverse green.
Attendants are currently passing around the cabin to make a final compliance check and pick up any remaining cuffs and glasses. Thank you.
70 knots.
That wasn't a very good landing, I guess. Welcome to Frankfurt. Okay, let me stop the aircraft here and let's look at
For your safety and comfort, we ask that you please remain
let's look at our
Park brake on.
turns off the fasten seatbelt sign.
analysis of our basically our landing.
It is safe for you to move about.
Oops.
Please check around your seat for any personal belongings.
There we
you
go.
may have brought on board with you.
Speed check. Flaps 3.
All right.
As any articles may have shifted around.
Start that.
On behalf of our airlines and the entire crew, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.
$500. 400.
400. Speed check.
300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Yeah, I guess it was a little rough, but you know, we made it safely, so. Okay folks, this is pretty much what I wanted to share with you today. I hope that you've enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other. Bye bye for now.